Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I overall wanted to talk about some racist comments that was left from the. So I'm pretty sure everybody remembers the Twitter hater that I was talking about a while ago. Yeah, like so pretty much few months ago. So I had seen that my videos that I had deleted was being re-uploaded. There was a video that I had messed up on where the audio was cut off, and yeah, you overall couldn't hear anything. I still to this day don't know how that happened and how that managed to happen, but yeah, it was a pretty crazy situation. Like I sat down, recorded this like maybe 10 to 15 minute long video, and no audio whatsoever, none whatsoever. So anyways, so I took the video down, and then I think I had searched up my name because that's one thing that I like doing is counting up all the videos I uploaded for the week. And so I was doing that, and then seeing that video had got re-uploaded, and I was just like, "Huh, that's weird." And then I looked into the description of the video, and it was some this Twitter hater guy that was like he overall was saying that I was lazy because the audio cut out. It honestly it made no sense whatsoever. I'm like, I don't understand how a technical difficulty can make a person lazy. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like you obviously hadn't like seen like mess ups in movies or even on news stations. That happens like I don't know how many times I'm sitting down watching the news and then the microphone cuts off, so that makes the news reporter lazy because their microphone cuts off. It's like that type of stuff where I'm all like, okay, dude, if you hate me, say that. But like saying everything around it besides you saying that you hate me, like I just that type of stuff that I just don't understand. Like if I don't like a person or if I don't like something, I am going to make that well known. I don't like it. In the story, like I'm saying, like for an example, there's friends they always want to invite me out to go drinking. I tell them all the time I don't drink. I don't like drinking. I don't like the taste of it. I honestly I just don't see no need for it. Last time, honestly though, but no, last time I did drink was with my dad, and it was for my birthday. But I was like, I didn't even finish my drink. Like I'm not a drinker. If I seriously can just drink like some root beer or some Red Bull or Fiji water or freaking protein shake, if I get or apple juice, those are like my like go-to drinks. But anything else, I'm like, nah. But I'm not a fan of alcohol. I don't like it, and I tell people that I don't drink. I'm not a drinker. I don't like drinking. I don't like the taste of it. Even when it comes to smoking, there's times where I've had kids come up to me when I was in school and tell me like, oh, hey, let's smoke real quick. I'm like, I'm not a smoker. I don't like it. I'm like, I've never smoked before, but I just know based off of everybody else's experience. I've seen so many different types of experience that I don't really know what's gonna happen to me, and I don't want to find out. So I can overall pretty much like what I'm trying to say. I can speak up for myself, and I can use my words and stuff. And I feel like with these guys, it's like they are using their words, but they're using their words incorrectly. But anyways, yeah. So from then, he had it out for me. Like, dude was creating accounts. Like, I mean, and I think he's had to been on my channel or on my case for some time now. But anyways, and then I had seen that he was on Twitter talking crap about me. So he was talking crap about me on like 3 different Twitter accounts. He made one of them private. But I'm like, dude, like, okay, really, like now, and nobody is not going to see what you're overall talking about me and things. But I did see like some stuff that was posted on there, and I'm like, dude, it's just weird, man. But anyways, then I seen some racist comments because he's really been the only person that's been on my case. There's really not been anybody else that's been on my case ever since I've found my newfound fame within the Rainbow Six Siege community. Once again, shout out to those guys. Thank you for helping my channel grow. I feel like anytime I do mention them, I should shout them out and things and let them know that they are greatly appreciated and stuff. And I will find a way to repay you guys. Like I am going to. That's one thing that I do have planned. I am going to find a way to repay the Rainbow Six Siege community, whether it's like donating to Rainbow Six Siege players or adding more to the game itself. I mean, there's actually there's gonna be another Rainbow Six game coming out here soon. So just the Rainbow Six community and stuff. But no, like overall, like I do appreciate those guys, because if it wasn't for them, it probably have been him and a bunch of other people. But he doesn't want to quit. So he's like, if he has to be the last person standing, he very well will be. But anyways, I came across some old comments that he left on my Twitter account, or not on my Twitter account, my YouTube account, and he's made it known that he's stalking like all of my like YouTube channels, social medias. Like if you go to his Twitter account, this dude literally posts about everything that I post on social media. Whether it's something on Instagram, whether it's something on my YouTube channels or Twitter, any place where my name is tied to it, he will make sure that he talks about it and stuff. And so that's why it's like a lot of times I was like afraid of shouting out people and overall collaborating with people, because I'm like, yo, I don't want to get these guys caught up. And sure enough, like I know it was him that was going over to one of my other friends' YouTube channel and disliking their videos and stuff. And I'm like, that type of stuff, I just don't understand why. Like I don't understand why, like, you're mad at me, but you're taking your anger out on other people that ain't got nothing to do with the situation, all because that they're friends with me. Like you don't have like nothing to overall say to make them stop being friends with me. Like we're friends. Face it, people are going to be friends with me, whether they agree with what I do or they don't agree. But they're, at the end of the day, they're still going to be friends with me. So that's why I'm like, I don't understand why you have a problem with people being like, I don't care about anybody that's following you, friends with you, none of that. So like, why should you care about the people that's following me and friends with me and all of that stuff, trying to tell them like, oh, unsubscribe, this and that? But no, so I came across these very, very racist comments that he left on my YouTube channel, and I'm about to pull them up because I posted them on Instagram. And I'm like, bruh, like that's some racism I haven't really seen like in a while, probably. I don't know, maybe like not in a while, but just overall I hadn't seen some racism like that for, probably ever. Like this some like new age racism. But I mean, I have gotten racist comments before and stuff. But anyways, so I think I left a comment saying something about haters, and then he left a comment saying these quote unquote haters are just people who realize you're a thieving N-word. And I'm like, yo, like I didn't realize, and that's been like the ongoing discussion. So to overall, I guess to explain that comment, so a lot of black people do reaction videos on YouTube. That's it's a well-known thing that black people do reaction videos on YouTube. So that's been like the discussion where like calling us like N-words and oh, we're lazy content creators, even though like I have 20 other YouTube channels that he knows about. There is like no reaction videos on there. So that's why I'm like, I don't understand like how I can be lazy when nobody on the YouTube platform, like really though, you name a person on the YouTube platform that's in it by themselves with 20 YouTube channels active on all of those YouTube channels, and they'd have like no help, they're their own promoter. I'm saying like I just wanted to discuss that a little bit. It's like, you're saying that I'm lazy, yet you can't even amount or do half of the stuff that I'm doing. You can't even have 10 active YouTube channels, let alone 20. So that's why I'm like, yeah, like until I see people making moves like me, stuff that he says, like, it's not going to faze me. It's not going to have me question my abilities on YouTube. I know I'm far more better than him and anybody else that I've came across on YouTube. So anyways, so yeah, he left that comment calling me a thieving N-word. And yeah, overall, because of the whole reaction videos thing, I'm like, you think by leaving comments like that, like I'm gonna stop doing reaction videos? Like, oh, he called me a thieving N-word, so yeah, let me just stop entertaining the fans that have subscribed. Yeah, the recent, in the past, since April, so yeah, since like the past like 4 or 5 months, I've gained over 4,000 subscribers, 4 to 5,000 subscribers because of these videos. So I'm saying, who do you think I'm overall going to listen to? This Twitter hater guy or my fans? You know, people that actually want to see the content that I'm uploading and stuff. So anyways, then one person. I'm reading a comment from another person, and then I'll read the haters comment because he replied to this guy, a fan of my channel. But the guy goes on and says, "I like the content, bro. Be more open up on the jokes, man. They're just jokes. Keep up the good work, and I love you." So a fan had left that comment because it was, and I do know why he left that comment. See, I pay attention to like my fans and my videos and all of that, and will understand why they've said certain things. But anyway, so I had so when I started reacting to these to some of the YouTubers in the Rainbow Six community. They were cracking like some like funny jokes, like, oh my god, like if you guys like sit down and watch their videos, they're like, it's the type of YouTubers that I've been looking for a while now, and it's been like taking me forever to find YouTubers like that. I would have never guessed that they would have been a part of the Rainbow Six Siege community or something. So anyways, I did say like, I'm really like entertained by their videos, and then there would be at times where I'm like watching their videos and they would say or do something and a joke would like come across my head, but I'm like, nah, that might be too dark, or that might be a little bit too much for people and things. And so that's why I'm like, I keep the jokes to myself. So I remember I said that in the video where I'm all like, like, oh yeah, it's like I just thought of something funny, but I'm like, nah, it might be too dark, even though I'm watching like dark humor and all of that stuff on when I'm reacting to the Rainbow Six Siege videos and stuff. And then that's why that person left that comment. And then the Twitter hater, he goes on and replies to that guy, says, "What effing content? The content he's stealing," with the question mark. Then he's like, "The retard hasn't done anything but watch a video and profit. The N-word should just jump off an effing bridge." Like, that's the type of stuff I'm like, would you say that to a person's face? Like, come on now, be real. Like, be real. If you have anything to say to me, just please answer that question. Would you go up to a black person that you don't like, work, school, wherever, and would you say that to their face? Would you honestly say that to their face? Because I just seen a video the other day, yesterday, of this guy. They were in the school, and I'm like, yeah, that dude, he should have got dropped. I hope he does get dropped after that video then came out and things. I hope I see a follow-up video of him just straight getting faded. But anyways, and I don't mean smoking weed, but anyways, so yeah, he's arguing with this African American girl. And he goes and he like looks towards her, and he was just like, "Shouldn't you be picking my cotton," or some stuff like that. And she's like smacked some food in his face and was all like, "Don't ever talk to me like that again." But I'm like, nah, lady, you should have straight just like, nah, you should have whooped him. Like, just straight just like smacked fire out of him. Like, people like that deserve to just get beaten within an inch of their lives, because it's like, no, they don't understand like stuff like that, like these racist comments, they don't get to me. I've been getting racist comments for like 5 years on YouTube. I honestly, and then like I've been dealing with racism my whole life. I mean, I am black, so I'm saying, like, at some point in time, I've been judged by my teachers, I've been judged by students, I've been judged by people that I walk, like, across the, like, walk past in the streets and things. What else? People have drove past me and given me dirty looks. I've had people call me the N-word and stuff, like, on YouTube and outside of YouTube and things. I've had just been in a racist, like, not from like my coworkers and my employees, but from customers, have had like racist encounterments with customers and stuff. So yeah, it's like I've dealt with my fair share of racism, but somebody that's not used to it, somebody that's like that type of stuff, it like, they take it to the heart and things. Do you think that you would be able to say that to like because my thing is that this type of energy that you have on the the internet and stuff, you go to a place like Compton, California, and you go up to some Crips and Bloods, all right, and say that to him. Go to like Brooklyn, New York. I don't even know where this guy, I think when I last seen, he does live in California. I don't know exactly where, but I thought I seen like CA or something like that. So I'm like, yeah, like if you do wherever you live, okay, like it doesn't even have to, and if he doesn't live in California, I know he lives in an area where there's a lot of black people. Or if you can find an area where there are some black people and things. Now, even if there's not, you could go up to one black person. I guarantee you will not be able to say any. And please, if you do say any of the comments, record it, send it to me so I can react to it. I will love to react to a video like that of you going up. And I know that's when it's funny when they are all like, oh, I have black friends and they don't care that I leave comments. I actually ask for their permission to. They would say some dumb stuff like that. Trust me, I know. I have been on the YouTube platform for years to know that they will try to come up with every excuse on why they're saying racist comments. I'm like, I don't care if your friend was the most blackest person on earth. They could be blacker than night. I don't care. You are still being racist at the end of the day. I don't know any black person in this world that would, I guess, like, in a joking way, they would be like, oh yeah, like, you know, like, they would be cracking like some jokes like, oh yeah, I give you permission to say the N-word. But they're joking. They're that, like, that, whoever their white friend is, they will have that respect to not say it. Period. So that's why I'm like, like, I'm not hearing it that you got black friends and they allowed you. There's not one black person that I know, and trust me, I know a lot of black people, my family, friends, people that I've worked with. I know for a fact that they would not let that type of stuff slide. And it could be their bestest friend in the world. The only way that that friend would be able to say the N-word if it's between the two. But when you go outside of the circle and you start saying it and stuff, then yeah, then that's when you're crossing the line. But anyways, and then the last comment was it was a pretty crazy comment. I was like, dang, like this man, he is a down to earth racist. That's why he's has like this like crazy hatred towards me and stuff, because he's just a flat out racist and things. So he left a comment saying, it was a reply to another person's comment. And I can't even like really, because I had screenshotted just this comment. I can't make out what the other person was saying, but it's somebody that's been a long time supporter of my YouTube channel. Shout out to NewNet TV. He has been a long time supporter of my channel. He's always been supportive and stuff. Always said supportive things, and been subscribed to me. He's been subscribed to me for probably a year or two, so he's been subscribed to me for some time. But he left a comment, and the Twitter hater, he replies back saying, can't let the stealing go. Of course, retard, this little N-word deserves a noose. Dang. Like, man, I guess I never really thought like I would have gotten comments like that on YouTube. I don't know, like it's stuff like that just, it never really crosses my mind. But then, when it happens, then it's like, wow, like you are really upset over some YouTube videos. Like, you would think that a person would not get that upset over some YouTube videos, but they do. They do, and their reason is that, oh, he's done reaction videos, or he's argued with my favorite YouTuber, so therefore I have to develop this racist bone in my body and just leave all these racist comments on his YouTube channel and things. I'm like, knowing for a fact you would never say any of that stuff to a person's face on in real life. So that's why I'm like, if you can't, my thing is that, and this is something I preach all the time, if you can't be who you are on the internet in real life, you need to just stop doing what you're doing on the internet. You need to. Because I'm like, my thing is that the person that I am on the internet, where I'm cracking jokes, I would have to say that the person that I'm like in real life is, I guess, like, he's like, I would have to say I'm more unfiltered in real life than I am on the internet. I'll have to say I have a filter when I'm on the internet. So that can work. That can work. But if you are filtered in real life, but you're unfiltered on the internet, like, maybe that's like somewhere it's like, you might feel a little bit comfortable doing and saying things on the internet, but you would have to carry that same energy outside the internet. Whether you're doing meetups, whether, you're just being yourself. And that's why I'm like, anything that I have said on the internet, it is something that I would say to a person face to face. I have been on the YouTube platform for 10 years now. I talked about this. And there was at a point in time where I had to say that I was on the YouTube platform, and I was like talking highly of myself. I was, saying things. I'm all like, okay, I know I wouldn't say some stuff like this to a person in, like, face to face. And it was just more so like, trying to start fights with people and all of that, and just like, saying certain things I picked up from movies and stuff. But that was when I was a kid. As I got older, I realized I'm like, okay, I gotta say some more realistic stuff. I want to be one of the most realist YouTubers. If I'm not already, I want to be one of the most realist YouTubers on the platform and just on the internet in general. I'm not gonna carry up this fake energy for like anybody, for myself or for anybody else. The person that I am on the internet, that is the same person that you're going to get. If not, you're going to get more when you meet me in real life. So that's I'm like the whole like, oh, you deserve a new, so I'm gonna call you the N-word or this, that, and stuff. I'm like, yeah, like I said, if you cannot go to a black person, whether it's a group of black people or whether it's, and you don't even have to, my thing is that you don't even have to say, you can just tell them what you said about me and see what their reaction is. You don't even have to say it directly, because I know I have been saying that for the longest. Like, go up to a black person and the comments that you said to me, say that to them. But my thing is like, no, you ain't even gotta go up to them with that same energy. You can just tell them what you said about me and ask if that's okay to say some stuff like that. Because I'm like, and that's the thing where it's like, I know they would use some of my past beefs and my past dramas and stuff. Because I know with the like situations that they pretty much took it out of context and then they tried to get me tied up with it and stuff. Yeah, a lot of that stuff was taken out of context. I think I've said that before. So I'm like, I am going to speak on that. So I'm like, everybody knows how I feel about that. But yeah, more so like on this whole thing, like, you being a racist, like, you are gonna have to carry that same energy outside of YouTube. And if you can't, you should not be saying anything about me at all if you know you would not be able to say any of that stuff to me face to face. I'm saying, because I know people are all like, I remember I did say that to one guy, and it was funny. He already knew what I was overall getting to and things when I was saying that to him, because he was saying some racist, derogatory stuff to me online, and I told him, like, okay, I see that you live in New York. You go to like the Bronx or Harlem or Brooklyn or some like black areas in New York and things, and you go up to some black people and say that, then he goes on to say, why do you think all black people are going to have a violent encounter? Because they are going to be violent towards you. You go up to them, calling them the N-word or calling them a monkey or saying that they deserve a noose. You're overall being racist. What do you think a black person from the hood that ain't got nothing to lose, what do you honestly think that they're going to do or say? Do you think they're going to shake your hand and congratulate you? You think that that's the more appropriate approach when you're saying some racist things to a person? How would you feel if you was black and somebody was saying some racist stuff towards you? Now I know most people would probably be saying some stuff like, oh, I'll be like you, I just wouldn't care and things. That takes a lot of time, and it just overall, that type of stuff can't just be developed in just one day. How I am as a person when it comes to racism, that is stuff that I studied as a young child. Do you know how many times, like, all these other kids is in my classroom playing cool math for kids? I'm out here studying Martin Luther King and what was going on around that time. I was reading books about racism and all of that. I thought, and that's why I was like, at a young age, I was thinking in my head, what would I do if I was in any of these guys' shoes back in like the 50s or 60s, where you had to drink from certain water fountains, or you had to sit in the back of the bus, or you were overall getting chased home by a group of white kids and stuff because of the color of your skin. This is the type of stuff that I studied. This is the type of stuff that's why I had to say I was more focused on that than the schoolwork that they were teaching me. And so as I got older and then I started dealing with some of that stuff myself, I sat down and I thought, none of this is nothing compared to the racism back in the day. And my thing is that I encourage all black people to think like that. If you have not had like a crazy, like super insane racist encounterment, any minor racist encounterment that you deal with, you have to understand there were black people that had dogs and water hoses. Their own humankind turned on them. Okay, you had even black people turning on black people, and that's still something that happens till this day. So that's why I'm like, my thing is, if you can't like place yourself in any of those people's shoes back then and now, it's like I'm saying, like, like this, any minor stuff that happens to you should not matter. And that's why I'm like, a lot of stuff that happened to me, I considered it minor. Like, like being looked at in stores, being followed, being looked at walking up and down the streets. Racism encounterments, like, face to face and things. Like, that's the type of stuff. I remember, when I was a kid, I called the teacher out on some stuff like that. And sure enough, her attitude changed towards me. Why? Because she can even see it. You think that that's something that a kid won't pay attention to? Oh, because they a kid, they don't know no better. If a kid studies, if a kid, if they understand that stuff at a young age, I'm telling you, will shut a teacher down. I will never forget that. That was the one I had to say. That was like the first time I really said I stood up to somebody, and she was racist. That wasn't something where I'm all like, oh, I was. And you know what? If she wasn't, she sure did come off as somebody that was racist. Because I'm saying, and this is what I called her out on, that every time there would be so many of the other kids, and I have to say I was like one of the few black kids, but I was like a wild black kid, but there would be other kids that were white that was doing the same things that I was doing. But yeah, I had to call my mom. Yeah, I had to go out in the hallway. These kids, they can stay in there, read books, go wild, crazy, and all of that, and I'm out here sitting in the hallway in trouble. And I'm all like, that doesn't make any sense. How come they're not doing any... She ain't trying to explain it. And then sure enough, threw down that racist card, shut it all down. That was the last time I was like ever sent outside or anything. Because I'm like, no, it's like I caught on to what you're doing. And I'm saying, like, you have to understand, both my parents, they're just like me. So I'm like, yeah, if I go and talk to them about some stuff like this. And I remember at a young age, I told my mom that too. And it was somewhere, it's like, if it's something where I'm like, you're not like no longer going to hear from this teacher, then sure enough, that teacher is being racist. And like I said, that teacher ain't never called my mom. She ain't never did any of that stuff because she knew what she was doing. So yeah, I call people out on that type of stuff. I say it straight up to their face. I don't care who's there. I don't care who's not there. I am saying it to their face and letting them know. Like, hey, what you doing ain't cool. All right. So anyways, yeah, just a little fun fact about me and things. I call people out on that type of stuff. I've been calling people out on that type of stuff. How old was I when I did that? I think I was like maybe 8 or 9. I think I was like, I was like, yeah, I was between them two ages. I was either 8 or 9 when, that had happened and things. I remember I still had her. I know it wasn't like no situation where she switched me out of the classroom. Like, no, I was still in her class and all of that. That thing, when I was 9, I had another teacher, because that's like, they just kind of like rotate and had like kids, of course, like that's how schools is set up and things. But yeah, I was like, after that, I was just like, she chilled. So I ain't have nothing to worry about. But anyways, but yeah, overall, this Twitter guy, he's a racist. If I'm going to speak more on him, like, step away from this little story time and things. Yeah, I should talk about that on YouTube, how I called the teacher out for being racist and things. But anyways, yeah, I should have did that too, because there was other teachers as I got older that was like that too. And I was like, I kind of got like shy as I got older and things, because I did transfer schools when I was 9. I transferred schools because I was getting into a lot of fights and stuff. So I had to ditch the spot, flee the scene and things. And so anyways, I should just go off and just talk about like how I was when I was a child and stuff, because I know a lot of people, when I tell people that I used to get into a lot of fights, they're all like, I'm such like a calm, cool, collected, peaceful person. Like, who was this? Who was this kid that you were and stuff? Like, we don't expect that from you. We expect the ones that's out here trying to get people. And that's overall, like, as I got older, I realized, like, that's like the way to be and stuff. Like, you have to like be the person to like bring people together and things, But sometimes, like, there are people you have to get violent with them to understand. Like, I feel like with this Twitter hater, he's never had like no violent encounterment. He's always just been cooped up in his house, just writing everything he needs to write and stuff online and stuff. But it's like, when it comes time for him to like face somebody face to face, oh yeah, he's not prepared for that. He is definitely not prepared for that. And if he is, prove to me that you are. post a video of yourself, like, saying some racist thing or coming up with a reason on why you should say some racist things to a person. I guarantee you can say any lie or any made up story that you got off up in your head about me towards anybody and tell them this is why I said this racist stuff. Guaranteed. And I'm like, and I give you full permission to lie on my name, but to also make sure you go up to people face to face, all right? And I know there's a pandemic going on, so I'm like, also make sure you practice social distancing, wear a mask, and ask them from a far away distance and stuff. And overall see in things how they feel about what you said and stuff, with the noose and jumping off of a bridge, calling me the N-word numerous times. You see how a person, you could go up to honestly anybody, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, and just overall see how they feel about some stuff like that. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. And I know for a fact, some people like him, they'll probably go up to some friends of his and be like, hey, can you help me with this video real quick? I'm trying to expose this black YouTuber and things. I've been calling him the N-word for months and stuff. And I'm like, bro, you a wild person. You a very, very wild person. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you are purchasing tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. And if you're purchasing any gear from Visilo, make sure you guys use my promo code TMossBoss. It'll knock 10% off your first purchase. And I also have a referral link that you guys can click on. And it's in the description of all my latest videos on my main channel and on my gaming channel. So yeah, go check that out. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. And peace.